My name is Rabia Mehmood. I'm a journalist in Pakistan, and I was IWMF Elizabeth Neuffer Fellow for the year 2010-2011. The fellowship has been amazing because it gives the fellow an opportunity to take maximum out of the rich academic environment of the Cambridge area between MIT and Harvard University, and then like Tufts and Boston University, which are in the greater Boston area. And the fellow can actually go and study or just like absorb as much from the academic environment of these places, and that's the best part of the fellowship. And of course then there are internships and whatever. I mean, in this fellowship you can make whatever you want of it, and you have an opportunity which is not provided in other programs. The fact that you can actually go and intern and be part of the environment of media organizations in the US, so it's like a different perspective and another way, or an interesting way of covering stories for a different readership or say viewership, so that it's like a constantly learning experience, but not just academic but practical as well. So it's a great combination. One of the internships that I did was with the video section at the New York Times, and my first day of internship, Osama bin Laden had actually been killed in a raid in Abbottabad, Pakistan, the night before, basically. So I was there, and of course there was a lot to be done from the Pakistani perspective, and like they required like research of Pakistani media and what was the press in Pakistan saying, what are the people saying. So I was sort of like thrown into that the coverage, the Times coverage of the Osama incident, and it was so I actually went through Pakistani networks and press for the lead blog, and then I worked with the Times cast. When I was at PBS, again, those 3 months were sort of very busy in terms of news that was coming from Pakistan as well. There were political assassinations. There was the story of the CIA contractor who was arrested in Pakistan for killing 2 Pakistani citizens again. And then there was eventually at the end of my internship there was a story of Mukhtar Amai, gang rape victim from rural Pakistan, whose rapists were actually acquitted by the Supreme Court. So these were some of the things that I worked on and did reporting for PBS Need to Know. And again, like I said, there was curiosity and there was a lot of interest in what people in Pakistan were saying. The media industry in Pakistan is relatively younger, and there's an influx of information and technology that the journalists have found themselves dealing with. So there are lots of challenges as well. And one of the biggest challenge and one of the most dangerous challenges is to be able to just report with as much objectivity and truth in the current hostile situation, considering that Pakistan is one of the most dangerous countries in the world for journalists, and it has led to a lot of self-censorship, because there is the threat by the terrorist organizations, then there is the threat by military in the establishment, which has always targeted journalists, and these incidents have been reported, although have gone uninvestigated, but have been reported. In addition to self-censorship, there is infiltration of establishment in the media as well. And then there is national media, mostly nationalistic media, mostly in Urdu language, which is basically viewed and read by the majority in Pakistan, and they do not really understand or read English, so or watch English news or read it. So they are the ones where they're not just they're like they would censor what they're saying, but they would not raise bold questions, say for example on issues like blasphemy for that matter, because there are lots of conservative element in Pakistani media as well, so that sort of puts an obstacle on when it comes to raising questions which are really crucial to human rights and otherwise as well, and that sort of plays into the questioning the army and the role of establishment as well. And considering that there has been a latest incident of death of Syed Salim Shahbaz, another very brave journalist from Pakistan, who has been targeted because of the kind of reporting that he was doing, exposing the links between establishment and terrorist outfits or militant activities, and that's the general perception, is that that's why he was targeted. And in fact, he went to Human Rights Watch. It has been repeated, it's everywhere in the press, that he went to Human Rights Watch and said that something might happen to him because he's getting threats. So that just sort of shows as to why the press is hesitant as well, and the kind of challenge it faces.